Thank you, faculty and staff, for joining in as well. I really appreciate you spending your time doing this with us, because this is really the Bernal Gallery's, I think, one of the best things that we do for Pima Community College is award students for their achievements. And it's not an easy task to gather all these sponsorships and to do all these things, but I love doing it. And it always is rewarding. In fact, this year, as we did in the fall, obviously we have to do everything remotely. And I love the in-person events, and hopefully next year we'll have this as an in-person event where we can actually have food and beverage and the enjoyment of everybody's company.
The first one to announce is number 1, Thurwin Lane, piece entitled Babbitt and Lane, honorable mention in printmaking.
Hey. And these are my paternal grandparents, Rena Babbitt and John Lane. They are very old school people. They lived out in the middle of nowhere to avoid the residential schools and all that bad stuff that was happening there to the Native American children. And they have 8 kids, and my dad is the youngest. And they live up in the mountains. There's no electricity or running water, and a very simple way to live. And they taught me a lot. I used to spend my summers up there, and it was great. And as you can see, it's a print, and the paper is also coffee stained, and the coffee stain has some meaning to it as well. They gave me my first cup of coffee there, I think when I was 5 years old, and it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, my grandfather John, he's no longer around, but if he was here, he'd be proud of me, just like my grandmother is right now.
Our second award goes to Kimberly Calles, Unity, honorable mention in photography.
So this is my family. It's my aunt and my younger cousins. They're the smallest in my family, and I chose them for my portrait project because they've been through a lot. Their father committed suicide, so since they were little, they've been really strong and bonded very, very close together. They're literally inseparable. So I thought that was pretty, and I wanted to capture that. And when I printed this picture out, I noticed their hands, how tight my aunt was holding on to them, and I thought it was really nice. So that's why I went with them.
I think we have one more before that, and it's Joe Kubran, and the piece is entitled One Egg Bird Nest, honorable mention photography. Our next award goes to Elizabeth Taylor, entitled The Tangled Weaver, honorable mention photography.
Believe it or not, I'm actually terrified of spiders. So one of the things that I did after my mother died is I specifically went out to conquer some of my fears. And I got really close to this particular spider who was making home in an abandoned house. And I just thought it was beautiful. And I had to spend a few minutes trying to get the image the way I really wanted it.
Our next award winner is Reed Coffey, piece entitled Symphoricarpos, honorable mention in painting.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. So I'm pursuing a degree in ecology and evolutionary biology, and so my love of the natural world inspires a lot of my art. And I always just try and capture that kind of hyper focus in that moment of discovery when you found this kind of like magical little moment, and everything else kind of just fades into the background. And so that's just what I was trying to capture with this, and painting has just been such a wonderful way for me to kind of live through some of my favorite moments again through the pandemic, going back to places I've traveled where I've taken these reference photos. So, yeah.
So Reed is receiving an art supply award from Posner's, a picture and frame award from Arizona Picture and Frame, as well as a Monsoon Chocolate Award. So you guys we're keep increasing the numbers of things as we go along.
Next up is Bianca Espinoza, entitled Unorthodox, honorable mention in mixed media.
I was just really inspired by like all the like different designs and the bright colors, and I really love Arizona for their sunsets. So yeah, that what gave me the inspiration for this piece.
Our next winner is Dina Kagan, piece entitled Grandfather's Portrait, honorable mention, drawing.
Which class did you take? Who were you working with under?
That's Michael Nolan. Actually, I wouldn't have made this without him because he suggested a bunch of techniques that I had no idea how to put this together, and it came out. But it's really thanks to him. He's an amazing teacher.
So you're receiving an art and writing award from Sarnoff Art Supply. They're one of the best-known art suppliers here in the city, and you're also receiving a pair of turquoise earrings from Contreras Gallery.
The next winner is Mayan Kim. The piece is entitled Addiction in 2020, honorable mention, drawing.
The picture in person is me, and because I stay home a lot and then using my cell phone a lot more often now, so I drew a picture of myself.
Our next winner is Shannon Stevens for a piece entitled Transformation, honorable mention for drawing.
So I made this last semester in my Drawing 1 class, and taking drawing was challenging for me because my background is, about to say something about this, my background at Pima in the arts department was in photography with a woman named Charlie Early, who I did not expect to be seeing in this meeting, and I'm very moved by that. My interest in drawing is real and genuine, but I used to find my images through a camera lens, and trying to create them with my hand has been growth. So I think that to a degree that's a bit of a self-portrait in terms of concept.
And our next winner is Autumn McGarry, piece entitled Hellscape, honorable mention in digital arts. Our next winner is Cameron Skinner, and the award is Best of Painting Blended.
Yay. You're getting 3 awards. You're getting a $50 gift certificate from Pima Bookstore. They gave us 2 this year, and you're one of the recipients. You're also getting an award from Sarnoff Art and Writing Supply. And you are also getting our last but not least, the Barrio Bread Award.
Well, thank you for all of those awards. I really appreciate that. And so this one was my final for my watercolor class. It's a pretty large piece, but I usually work in black and white, and specifically we were told not to do black and white in this project, but I decided, why not?
Our next winner is Roland Swedland, Best of Mixed Media for Annika.
You're getting a $100 gift certificate from Deadwood Framing. Nice
Great,
work.
thank you very much. Thanks.
Great job, Roland.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Our next winner is Ivory Rose Dean, piece entitled A World of Color, and she's earning the Claire Park Award.
That was a really fun project. Basically, I really liked the colors I had selected. There's some from Arizona, some from the sea, some from the sky, all pieces from magazines. And I liked them, so I just kind of made a grid, and I filled out a grid for a certain shape. And then I just kept working off of that, and that's where I got that. I thought it looked pretty cool, so that's that.
Our next award is the Wabi-Sabi Award that David mentioned earlier, and the winner is Shelby Quiros. The piece is entitled See No Evil. Wabi-Sabi Award, honorable mention in drawing.
It's just lovely getting chosen for this or even being considered. But on my art, I've always aimed to make people feel something, whether or not that's a positive or a negative emotion. I've seen a lot of people kind of off-put by my art, and even that I look at as a positive thing because they're still invoked by it, you know, through some way.
Our next winner is Best of Ceramics, and the winner is Rick Spriggs, piece entitled Growing Handle.
He's not only won for Best of Ceramics, but he got honorable mention in ceramics and honorable mention in ceramics, 3 awards.
I enjoyed kind of the diversion from my usual work, which does include metal often in my pieces.
Our next winner, Liz mentioned in the beginning, but we'll applaud him again here, Ulysses Ramos. A few awards: Best of Digital Arts for FELT, Best of Drawing, Dejen el Músico Dormir, and Best of Printmaking, War is Over Only If ...
Well, for this one, the War is Over Only If, I'm pretty impressed with it myself because it's been selected for other things and other shows in this past couple of months, and also for the Sanskrit last year. It was chosen for the cover of that. For one of the drawings, like this one, it was just created for the Day of Death. Last year, I was never able to make it to the show because it wasn't finished on time, but now it's all done, and I'm sure, and I'm glad that people can see it now. And for the last one, well, that one started for a cover for one of my friends and his album cover, and I decided, well, let's give it a shot. I thought it was I accomplished pretty well his portrait, and it was a little more realistic than the other type of work I'd been doing.
Congratulations, Ulysses.
Thank you.
You are winning one of the Paperwork Sonoran Art Collective Award of $250, and you're also winning a Deadwood Framing Award for $100, and then an Arizona Art Supply Award for $50, and a Woodcraft Tool Award.
And I want to say thank you to everyone that's putting on the comments or the chat. Thank you.
The last award, Heather Gary wins Best in Show and Best of Photography for a piece entitled Manifest.
This piece I continued to alter independently from a series for my final project from Ann Yen. The idea for the piece was to transform an old form of media into a new form and invoking something new emotionally for this piece. And I've always just loved the idea of pieces having like subtle messages or breaking away or just like some form of like frame inside of the piece itself.
Those are our awards for this year. I want to thank all of you for hanging in there, and Stephen for announcing all of these winners, and all of you for participating in this event.